Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Sam Talks Books. Today we're going to be doing my October TBR. In the future I do want to be doing a TBR game, but I've not come up with an idea yet and I'm going to have to make it. So I'm hoping by next month or December I'll have that all sorted out, and then TBR videos will be a lot more exciting and fun. So normally I'm a bit of a mood reader. I don't really plan out like a TBR that I'm going to force myself to stick to. If I'm not in the mood to read something, then I'm not going to read that. But all the books that I've got here today, I have been wanting to read, and I'm hoping that I will read them in October, so I do plan to. But let's just jump right into them. First one on my list is The Lighthouse Witches by C.J. Cook. I read her previous book, The Nesting, which is right here, and I loved it. So when I found out she's coming out with a new book, I had to get it, and this cover, just if it wasn't enough to convince me, well, look at it. So this lighthouse that you see on the cover is on a remote island in Scotland. Not many people live on this island because it's a remote island in Scotland. A lot of things happen on this island. There's a lot of history. It's said to be cursed. And years later, you know, people started now disappearing and nobody really knows why. We follow a mother and her 3 daughters who come to live on this island because she gets offered a job there. But they all disappear apart from one daughter called Luna. 20 years later, Luna ends up going back to this island to learn what's happened to her family. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to ruin it, and I don't know if the thing that's currently happening in this book is a spoiler or not, so I'm not going to say anything else. I'm actually currently in the middle of reading this book, so by the time this video's up, I should have finished it. I'm actually really enjoying it so far, and it's really, really spooky, and it just gives you those creepy spooky season 5. This is 100% the perfect time to read this book. I'm excited to see what else happens. I'm only about 100 pages in so far. So far, it's good. Next on my list is the guest list. This has been on my list for so long. And I just feel like this is the perfect month to get to it. So many people love this one. There's a YouTuber called Meg Reads Books, or Meg with Books. And this is one of her favourite books. So I definitely want to see what the fuss is about. I've heard a lot of positive things about it. I'm going to actually read the back because there's not much on it, and it sounds really good. Each has a secret. Each has a motive. Of the windswept Irish coast, guests gather for the win of the year. Old friends, past grudges, happy families, hidden jealousies, 13 guests, one body. One guest won't leave this wedding alive. It sounds so good, a really cool murder mystery on a remote island. And yeah, this sounds right up my alley, so I'm really excited to get to this one. Next up on the list is The Taking of Jake Livingston. And this cover already says spooky vibes, so straight away, it's perfect. Follow our main character Jake, who can see the dead, and they have never really caused him any problems before he can speak to them. However, one day things change, and the spirit coming to him is a serial killer or a past murderer. I'm not sure if he's killed a bunch of people or just one person, but he comes to Jake and starts talking to him, so things obviously take a darker turn. I have heard that we get the point of view from Jake and the serial killer spirit. I'm not sure how true that is. I have heard a lot of mixed reviews regarding this book. Some people have said they were really disappointed, some people have really enjoyed it, and some people have said it's brilliant. So I'm excited to see if I'll be the person who really likes it. I'm really hoping to. Because I was really excited for this one. So fingers crossed that I enjoyed this one, and if you've read it, let me know what you thought. Another one that's been on my TBR shelf that I've been keeping specifically for this month, that I definitely plan to read this month, is Mina and Undead. First of all, let me just say that this book's set in New Orleans, which straight away, that just grabs my attention and I want to read it. I want to go to New Orleans, so when a book's set in it, I'm just like, yes please. So Mina ends up going to New Orleans to visit her sister. She ends up getting a part-time job or a full-time job, not too sure if it's part-time or full-time. She ends up getting a job in a haunted house mansion, and it's perfect because she absolutely loves Halloween. She has vampires, she has dressing up, she has all things spooky. But then these murders start happening and she has to solve it because her sister is being falsely accused. So she's basically got as a race against time to prove her sister's innocence. This sounds really good. I really can't wait to read this one. The edges are kind of like grey, like, which is just perfect. And on the back you've got like the graveyard, if you guys can see it. But yeah, it looks really cool, and I can't wait to read this one. I think it's definitely the right time, and I'm hoping that it'll be worth the wait. Another book that I've had on my TBR for a while, but I've been keeping for this month. I've heard a lot of people talking about it, a lot of people have hyped this up, and that is Horrid. I actually don't really know too much about this book, other than that her and her mother moved to this town and there's this house, and inside this house there's a locked door that she thinks is a storage room, but ends up not being a storage room. It looks like it's a little girl's room or something, so you don't know if someone's living behind there. And I think like a lot of weird stuff starts happening. Again, I'm not too sure what this was about, and I'm kind of going into it not knowing. I think that'd be really fun, but people say it's really spooky and a lot of fun, so I'm excited to see what this is all about. Another one on this list that I cannot wait to get to, and that is Lock Every Door. I've read 2 of his books before and I absolutely love them. They're both 4 stars, so I can't wait to read this one. This one is quite a popular one, I think a lot of people love this one, and it's about a woman who basically gets hired to live in this apartment, I think to watch over it or something. A lot of weird stuff starts happening, and she learns that the person who was living there before disappeared. So there's a lot of strange rules, like she must always stay there, she's not allowed to bring guests over, and just a lot of really freaky rules. So it sounds really creepy and stuff, and I actually just have a lot of faith in Right Sager because all of her books are super creepy. I'm really excited to read this one. I'm hoping it's going to be a 5-star prediction. Fingers crossed, and at the end of October I guess we'll find out. Another book that's on my list is called The Night She Disappeared. I've never read from this author before, but this book I've seen being talked about a lot, and a lot of people are saying I'm not too sure 100% what it's about, but I'll read this little bit on the back. A missing woman, an abandoned mansion, and family hiding a terrible secret. So that just enough is like to make me really interested in reading this. I've heard, like I said, a lot of good things about this, so I'm really excited to get this month. I'm hoping I will get this one this month. I really want to. But yeah, it sounds really good. The final book that I have physically here on my TBR, but not last, is The Witch Haven. Let me just say that how beautiful this cover is for us. Like, let's just appreciate this. And now I'm going to show you my favourite thing about this book is this. That is so pretty. I love it when you take the dust jacket off and you have something underneath. It's just incredible. So we follow a character who's basically going to be condemned for a murder that she didn't commit. I think she didn't commit. And before this can happen, 2 figures in capes come over to her, assume that they take her to this place for young witches, an academy. And I don't really know too much more about this other than it says on the back, rules for young witches. Mind your instructors. No unsupervised spell work. Don't leave after dark. Again, I'm going into this one kind of not really knowing too much about it. So if you do want to know like more information, you can look it up online. But I'm going into this one kind of blind. Like I semi know what it's about, but I don't. But yeah, I mean this is just screams Halloween. So I'm excited to get this one. I do have a couple more books that I want to read this month, but I don't physically have them. One of them is Curse of the Wicked. It's a sequel to Wicked Kingdom. That one comes out on the 5th, and I'm planning to read that one. Another book is All of Time. I don't remember what the author's name is, but if I'll either put it up here or put it down in the description of what that book's called. And the final book that I do want to get to this month is The Perfect Family. I'm really sorry I don't know the name of the author again, so again I'll link all the books that I haven't put into this video physically below, so if you want to check them out you can. But that's the books that I hope to read during October. I'm thinking that I'll be able to read all of them, and I am actually really excited to get them all, so I actually think I'm going to stick to my TBR this month, but we'll see at the end of October if I do or don't. But let me know if you read any of these books or want to read any of them, and let me know what you thought in the comments if you had read them. But for now, I'll see you next time in another video. Thanks for watching. Bye!